Hello, in this video we are going to go from cost to marginal cost. In the previous video we have seen that the shape of the cost function is like this, and if we assumed that this is one unit of production, then this value is what we define as marginal cost. So this is the marginal cost in 0, in this point. Now, what is the derivative? In Spanish is derivada. What is the derivative in this point? Well, the derivative is the slope of this function in this point. So if we consider the tangent, then the slope, the tangent of this angle is this blue value, this divided by this, that is 1. So this blue value is the derivative, and this red value is the marginal cost in 0. So this is the difference between marginal cost and derivative for the cost function. Here this difference is big because the unit of production is big, but if we drop this assumption and we consider a smaller unit of production, then if this is one unit of production, then we can see here that the difference between marginal cost and derivative is smaller. So if the unit of production are small enough, then the difference between the derivative and the marginal cost are smaller and smaller. So if we want to calculate marginal cost here in 0, what we do is to increase production in 1 unit, and then we see that this red line is the marginal cost, and if we this is the marginal cost, and if we want to calculate the derivative in this point in 0, then we consider the tangent, and then this blue line is the derivative. So this red segment is this red segment, and this blue segment is this blue segment here. So let's graph the derivative and the marginal cost in a separated graph. So we see that in 0 the marginal cost is a little lower than 20. So here we see that the red segment, which is the marginal cost, is a little lower than 20 in this point, where the derivative, which is the tangent in this point in 0, is a little above 20, which is this point, which is a little above 20. So in 0 this is the marginal cost and this is the derivative. If we repeat this idea in all of these points, not only in 0, then we will get that this is the graph of the marginal cost, this red graph, and the blue one is the graph for the derivative. Okay, now let's take the increment of cost divided, which is this value, the increment of cost, which is this value from here to here, divided by the increment of production, which is this value from here to here. Now, from here to here. Now, if the increment of production is 1, which is this case here, then the marginal cost is directly the increment of cost, because increment of production is 1. So the marginal cost is the increment of cost when the increment of production is 1. If we take this division and we take the increment of production, which is this value, and we make this increment of production very, very small, then what we get is this value here. And if we take the limit of this division when the increment of production tends to 0, then we get the definition of derivative. So if the units of production are small enough, then these two curves are going to be very, very similar, and that's why in many books we can see marginal cost and derivative as synonymous. So if the units of production are small enough, we can consider the same thing, marginal cost and derivative of the cost function. So formally these are different things, but in practice we can consider them the same thing. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.